Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Luis Cabral. They call me Joe. Um, and I was telling my son that I am bored. So bored that I don't want to do anything. Not even ride my Harley. That's bad. I don't want to clean my truck. Don't want to clean the house. Don't want to do nothing. I've been bored. It's almost like I lost interest and inspiration about everything. I don't know what I want. I don't know how I want it. Don't know what I need because I have everything that I think is what somebody would want. I have a home. I have trucks. I have cars. My Harley. I have projects that I used to do, but the projects that I used to do, somehow or another, I have learned that they're not as valuable as what I thought they would be. So they're not interesting anymore, but I have so many things to do to finish those projects to find out that it's not lucrative. That's very, very sad. And I have got to the point where all of my projects that I've done throughout my life were without structure, and they basically were not planned out. They were just new projects that I thought that I could accumulate, finish, get rich quick, and ended up bombing out on them. And now I'm like, I don't want to start a new project because I don't have a support group that would be able to tell me this is what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Uh, you know, um, for example, I worked with computer boards for a while, for a long time, as a matter of fact, taking off the computer chips and the other components to where I could, dissect everything to a pulp and basically sell that at the end. Problem is that there is really no one out there that I know that would tell me how to resolve my issues with projects that are already resolved. I've tried to get them tested. They say they're either not potent enough with the precious metals that I thought it would have, or I contaminated it with too much of something else, like let's say um, the mud that I had extracted from the computer board chips and other components that when I was grinding down the computer boards ended up having too much, let's say, flux. I added too much flux to it. So when I went to get it tested, they say it's way too little material with too much flux. So what I thought I was doing as a good thing to help myself from having to pay for flux ended up being too much flux and contaminating the material. There are other things like computer chips that need to be broken, crushed, made into sand in order to put them into a furnace, but I don't have enough chips. I have maybe 4 or 5 buckets of them, but with videos that I have been learning from YouTube, I discovered that those are lucrative to someone that has a facility to be able to put them into a aqua regia, for example, which is a solution of muriatic acid and nitric acid to dissolve the gold, the silver, the platinum, and other precious metals into a liquid. But then there's the idea that you have to have other equipment like heaters and stirrers and vents and other equipment to be able to resolve that aqua regia process, which I cannot do here at my home because it's a residence and I don't have the money to actually build a full-blown laboratory. I have a good idea what to do and how to do it, and I would probably be willing to do it for someone else if they had the facility and, hire me. But no one's hiring me here in my own home or my own project, and it's very slow. And like I said, it's in a place and position where I'm at right now where if I do anything other than just don't do nothing at all, I'd probably be jeopardizing myself. So I've learned to just don't do anything new or different, for the simple reason that I have a son that I have to attend to. He's brain damaged, and he doesn't actually get in the way, but I'm always afraid that he will not let me start to finish what I start. And that's a big problem with the things that I do, because once I do start, I want to finish, or it's like just another project that didn't get completed. So it's like I try to go back to old projects, but once I put up my tools and shut down the shop, it's hard to get started on that again, to set everything up the way it was to begin with. So I'm in a position where maybe I need help with my son, but I can't afford to have someone come in and help me with him when I'm not making enough money to pay them just to do a project that's not going to pay me enough to basically say that I did something lucrative, you know. So I'm better off just taking care of my own son. Babysitting it's a full-time job when you have a son that is needed. So I'm in a position where I don't want to get rid of the old projects just yet. There may be an act of God that says we'll help you with your son, but there are programs that I've tried to get my son into, but they want me to be with my son. He is 21 years old right now, and it seems like all of the programs require for him to have a person with him, or like a person that can get hired as a I'm going to say like a nanny or something in that nature. I have a girlfriend, but I can't lean on her to do what I want her to do with him, because she works full-time as a teacher. Then after that she works as a tutor, and then after that she has to do her things in her home because she doesn't live here with me. So it's like I can't put a burden on her. I'm not willing to put a burden on her and say she has to help me, because I need more of a pacing type help. Someone that says I can be there, when you're busy. And usually everybody's busy when I'm busy. And when my son is in school, like right now he's still in school, I have time to do things. But I look around and I'm going, oh my gosh, I got so many things to do that I can't even get started. Some people have told me, just do one thing at a time. I would like to say that that is correct, but when you have so many things that need to be attended to all at the same time, you tend to just get lazy or throw your hands up in the air and say, I can't do anything. For example, I want to fix certain things on my Harley in order to be able to enjoy a ride for maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours while my son's in school. But by the time that I get involved with taking the bike apart, it's an ultra classic. It's a dual. It's a. Oh my God! It's a. Anyway, it's a classic. It's a big bike. It's a bagger. So by the time that I get to the parts that I need to get to in the front end, it would have to be taken apart, set aside, looked at carefully. I don't have the tools, so I'd have to buy the tools. So it's like, do I send it to a shop knowing that it's going to cost me more than I can afford, so that I can ride it maybe once a year, twice a year, and only for about an hour? It's like I would rather sell the bike knowing that it's going to need more maintenance later if it doesn't get attended to right away. So it's like I have an old pickup truck. It's a 90 Chevy 4-door, long bed, granny gear, and I started it about a week ago, and it's leaking water from underneath. I don't even feel like crawling up under the truck to find out where the water's coming from. It could be something as simple as a water hose, or it could be a busted block. It could be a freeze plug that came out. I don't know. But the problem is that I don't have the money to actually get underneath to find out if I can fix it, because I don't use it. It's just like a paperweight. It's just there. My other truck, thank God it's running good. You know, I don't have to worry about it. I have insurance on it, which is to cover the motor, transmission, and drivetrain, or whatever it may be. But it got to the point to where I stopped working on my own things, and that's the issue. I am bored, but I don't want to do nothing. I'm not trying to be a victim, but I feel like I am trying too hard to think of something that would encourage me to do things when I know that I don't have anyone to lean on. If I had a support group, like maybe someone that says, don't worry, I'll help you, it'll be reasonable on the cost, and I would be able to delegate people to do things for me, you know, instead of taking the Harley to the shop, maybe someone that knows about Harleys could come by and say, I can do the work here at your home, because I don't want to put it in the shop, find out it's going to be more than what I can afford, put the truck in the shop, finding out it could be more than I can afford, and basically losing them. So I'm like, I'm in that position where I need a support group. My son and I were talking about going to like maybe AA. Don't drink like, you know, to just get drunk. If I drink a beer every once in a while, that's not being drunk. But even as of right now, I don't even feel like drinking. Not even a swig of whiskey or a can of beer. It's like it's just something about not wanting to do anything at all. All I want to do is lounge around and think about things that I used to do, the way I used to do them, the things that I want to do, but I'm not getting anything done. So I'm in a position where I need more encouragement. It's like I want to be able to help someone do something that would allow me to feel like I'm needed, wanted, cared for, appreciated. But me personally, I don't want to do no more for myself, which I know is wrong. There's so much to do around the house. I just want to get rid of everything. It's almost like the more I can get rid of, the better I would feel. But like I said, if I get rid of these things, it's like throwing money out the window, letting the wind blow it, and feeling it later, saying, my gosh, if I would have just felt better, I would have been able to work on those projects and finish them, at least finish. But there again, if I finish these projects, I'm basically just feel like I'm wasting my time because I'm not making any money. That's my story for today. Thank you very much for watching.